It is Saturday, the 26th of November, 2022. We're looking at the waxing new moon. It's about 3 days after the new moon. We see a star above the moon, that is Tau Sagittarii. And we're going to just let the moon move down through the frame here. I'm exposing for the darker side, to be able to see some detail in the darker side, so the lit side is kind of washed out. But if I expose to see the lit part of the moon, then we probably won't see the full disk. We'll just see a crescent, and we might lose that star. It might become less visible. So for this clip anyway, we're just going to keep things as is. We're at 800 millimeters. It's a 400 millimeter lens with a 2x teleconverter to bring it up to 800 millimeters. The aperture is f16. It's f8 on the lens, but the doubler, the 2x teleconverter, eats up 2 stops of light, 30th of a second, and the ISO is at 12,800, which is the highest numbered ISO available on this camera. After that, you get into the boosted ISOs, and already it's very noisy. I can see it's very noisy on the screen. It may be noisier on the screen than the actual video, but nevertheless. And that's another thing, one issue I have when doing this kind of shooting is that the screen doesn't always accurately show how light or dark it is. I'm trying to calibrate the screen so it's as close as possible to what actually the output is. But I actually shot a lunar eclipse recently where it looked pretty good on the screen, but was actually darker on the actual video. There was a difference between the brightness on the screen. Essentially, the screen was somewhat brighter than the actual output of the video. So I adjusted my screen brightness and brought it down a bit. But maybe I didn't bring it down enough. Maybe this will be darker than what I'm seeing. I do see the full disk of the moon. I see some detail in the shadow side. The white crescent is pretty washed out. And I do see the star, which is now just above center. The moon's coming down to the bottom of the frame, slightly to the right. So I think we're done with this clip. And yeah, it will be interesting to see how the actual video output compares to what I'm seeing on the screen here. I may have to adjust my screen so it's a bit darker to match